What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and this is going to be my review for Boruto episode 233. This episode was titled The New Team 7 Jumps into Action. So, this could be considered the start of the new anime canon arc, or this could be considered the second episode, depending on if you want to count the last one with Team 5 or not. But this episode starts off with us actually seeing a villain looking character who was supposedly hidden for a couple of years, and he is surrounded by a whole bunch of ships, so he seems to have like his own army. uh Before the intro plays, he says that the oceans need to be restored to their former glory, and I feel like they're going with some type of water plot over here because it is revolving around the Mist Village and the whole land of waters. So it does make sense they would try going down that route. After the intro, we see Kawaki with his ninja headband for the first time, I believe, in the anime. And it turns out he is joining Team 7 with Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sarada. It seems like it's been, what, 6 episodes, and they already replaced Konohamaru. I knew it was going to happen because they need to let Konohamaru do something else for the time being to not keep, getting ridden poorly in fights, because they want the new gen to shine. And I think a good way to do that is to have the three that were already there, and now you throw in Kawaki, another completely new gen character, and let them shine like that. Konohamaru hopefully just comes back later down the road somewhere and does something too, because I know some people consider him new gen, some people don't, because I mean he did play a role in the first series, but I think he should be playing a bigger role in this series because now he's a sensei and he wants to be Hokage. So we'll see what they do with him later down the road, but for now, Kawaki is a new member of Team 7. So their mission is to transport Katasuke to the Mist for a ceremony with some fellow researchers. And the reason why this team is being deployed with Katasuke for a mission like this is because there's been some terrorist attack threats. So Naruto and Shikamaru want to make sure that nothing goes wrong and that they have some proper protection. And the new Team 7 has definitely proved they're capable of handling situations of the sort. So on the way there, Kawaki sees the ocean for the first time, and he had a pretty cool reaction. He was pretty excited to see it, but then when they got on a boat, he turned out to be seasick. So just adding, little moments to the character. Nothing like crazy, but still nice little things to see. When they get to the actual Mist Village, Katasuke ends up getting distracted by Tech, which causes him to be late to this whole conference that he's supposed to be at to begin with. And while Katasuke is being transported to the conference, Kawaki is sitting back, taking a rest away from the team because he is still seasick. So at the conference, it's revealed that something called the Shinonome has been constructed, and there's 8 total. So it's basically a power plant that uses seawater for electricity and power. Whichever way you want to say it. And it's also used, I believe, to control the currents of the sea. So the sea has been a threat to humanity in the show. According to what was said in this episode, natural disasters happen, and of course, if you're living in the Hidden Mist Village where you're surrounded by water on so many sides, it's only natural that some people would become casualties of that. So they're trying to control the waters to calm down currents and prevent more natural disasters. And then what happens is Boruto, meanwhile, as he's hearing this, he just looks around to see who's on guard, and he asks about where Kagura could be. And this other hidden mist ninja tells him that Kagura is a special advisor now to the Mizukage, so big promotion right there for Kagura. Definitely being groomed to be the next Mizukage sometime in the future. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if it's kind of like a Gaara situation where we have him step up to be the Mizukage sometime in Boruto Shippuden or like towards the end of it. I would not be surprised. Um, and then when we move on from there, he actually Boruto finds out that Kagura is actually a warden of a prison now. And Boruto was actually a little disappointed by that because he thought Kagura would be doing more on-field stuff. Then we cut over to Kagura and we actually see him interact with two of the people from the new Seven Ninja Swordsmen. And apparently they have a life sentence for being in jail for 10 years. And Kagura tells them if they behave properly that maybe the sentence will be reduced possibly. So he's trying to definitely, it seems like, try getting them to change their ways a little bit. That was my initial reaction to that. So then Boruto's disappointed that he's at the prison, right? Like I was saying earlier. But he finds out that this prison is 20 minutes away and that now he can't really go visit Kagura anyway because he has to stay with Katasuke for the mission. But Katasuke, out of the kindness of his heart, just tells Boruto, part of my research is to investigate this state-of-the-art prison that the Mist has. So that gives Boruto an excuse to go. He gets permission to visit Kagura, basically. When Boruto gets over there, he is pretty excited to see Kagura, as is Kagura too. They kind of catch up a little bit. Kagura asked Boruto if he's been a Chunin yet. I thought that was a funny little moment. And then they talked about the Seven Ninja Swordsmen. And apparently Shizuma, who was the whole lead behind the whole attack when they had visited the village during the academy trip, he escaped apparently from that prison with the help of two other ninja swordsmen, I believe. And as a result, he actually killed Kagura's predecessor there, which I'm assuming was referring to the previous warden. So I think that's why Kagura is taking the role of being warden now. And now there's three more swordsmen that are still remaining there, and they weren't involved apparently in the escape of Shizuma. But Kagura is working on trying to make them turn over a new leaf. That's the feeling I'm getting from that. The other 2 or 3 members, I believe, that were involved in helping Shizuma escape got moved to a different prison, so they're out of here. They're probably not going to be in this arc. I'm wondering actually now if Shizuma's going to be in this arc, because that could be interesting. Another character from the past, and he was pretty strong back then too. So it would be interesting to see maybe a Boruto versus him matchup 1-on-1 rather than a 2-on-1 now, or like a 3-on-1. I remember Mitsuki was involved too, but maybe a 1-on-1 now would be a cool matchup if they do decide to bring him back, whether it's now or like a future arc sometime. But it's possible, because they wouldn't have mentioned him escaping like that if they didn't have a need for him. So I think he will return sometime down the line in the future. It just depends if it's going to be this arc or if it's going to be maybe like an arc post-time skip. That's also a possibility. And then Boruto gets to see some of the prison in more detail, and he sees this one prisoner trapped in like some huge bubble, and Kagura explains to him that this is someone from the Funato clan, and the Funato clan is apparently a clan that specializes in fighting in water. Apparently they were disbanded 5 years ago from the time of the episode, when the guy that was shown on screen was captured, who was supposedly their leader. I did forget his name, but he was captured, and then there was a rumor they were disbanded after that. They keep him away from water. He looks really dried up, but apparently he's really dangerous when anything having to do with water is near him. So it seems like he must have been quite the formidable opponent, and I do think at some point in this arc he's going to get released and he is going to get involved in the battle. That's my prediction. I do believe also that we're going to learn more about this clan in the upcoming few episodes. And it seems like they're also a known as a pirate clan. So they go and they abduct people and, steal from them. Things, a normal pirate would do. And I think it's interesting that now we're getting pirates involved in uh, the shinobi world. It's just showing how much there is actually in this world. I mean, we have regular ninja slash shinobi, then we have samurai. Now we got people that have been acting like pirates for a while. So it's nice to switch it up and see different things like that here and there. So it could be a cool concept, cool idea. Um, so then to end off the episode, Boruto is realizing that he's running late and that he needs to get back to Sarada, Mitsuki, Katasuke, Kawaki, so that they can all board the airship. There's 5 airships total that are being boarded because they're gonna go see the Shinonome in person. So as the first one is starting to take off, explosions start occurring, and it pretty much crashes down and burns. And that was pretty much how the episode ended off. So it wanted to leave us on a cliffhanger to see what will happen next. Pretty typical of an anime to do, of course. Overall, I thought this was a nice episode. I'd say a good episode to start off an arc. I personally think this would be considered the start of the anime arc, and then you could just throw in Team 5 whenever they show up. Or, again, like I said, you could count the last episode too. It's up to you. But good episode. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't great, but it also was better than okay. I think there was some nice setup. There was some nice moments. Animation and art looked pretty solid. Nothing crazy, but, they did their thing. And overall, it's an episode that leaves some promise for this arc. So hopefully next week's episode is just as good, if not better. But I'll be sure to check it out as soon as it comes out, and be sure to make a review on it and let you guys know what I think. But for this video, let me know what you guys think of this episode in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.